Well, hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. This is the last part of moderator machine where we are going to escalate our privileges from John to root. So in the previous lab, we already got the IDRSA private key for the John and we logged in with SSH. So let's go and we start enumeration from the home directory of John. So ls space -la, and here if you see these files and directories, these are default, and also there is MySQL running. So this is again the history, nothing much, but these two directories are interesting. So let's see what's inside stuff and list the files. So there are two directories, exp and vbox. Let's see cd exp, what's inside that, and there are some files with extension .exp. So I'm going to say file and paste this. Let's see what this file is all about. This is text file. Okay, clear that, and let's get this. Paste, enter. Oh, this is some kind of chat. So message and calls are end-to-end encrypted. No one outside of this chat, not even WhatsApp, can read or listen to them. So this is the chat between Carl and John, and there is nothing much interesting on this chat. Let's go to see the next one, and next one is on date 17. Enter, and there is something interesting. You can see here I wanted to talk about our new password policies. So maybe there is something about passwords. We will see that in a minute, but let's first read all of these. So here on 18th, they are saying, are you done with all the work with the website? Maybe they are talking about the WordPress, but still I have something finished. Okay, so not much interesting, but this one. So password policy and work about the website. Let's go and read this. On 19th, there is something interesting. So they said it's this conversation between Carter and John, and John said, I did what you said. I copied all the VM files. Nice. Wait, what is the extension of the file? And he said .vbox. So vbox is actually the VirtualBox file. And John said, why? Then that's the right one file. This is the correct, right? So he said no. And right one is something like .vdi or vdmk. So these two files are the disk file for the VirtualBox, and this .vbox file is the documentation file for the vbox. This is basically a file written in XML where you have all the machine configuration and specifications. We will see that in a minute if we get something like this. So you have VMware, right? He said, no, I have VirtualBox. So he said, if you have VirtualBox, you should copy this file, but he accidentally copied this file. Okay, and rest of the things are just normal conversation. Let's try to read another one. 20. Okay, and here they said, okay, deploying the WordPress site. So they were talking about the WordPress site. Nothing much interesting. Let's try this one. This file does not exist. Let's say 22. This file also not exist. Let's try 23. And here also they don't discuss anything which is in good information for us. So ls space -la. Okay, we read already everything. So let's go. There is another directory inside stuffs, which is vbox. So I think he pasted those files in vbox. So cd vbox ls space -la, and yeah, so he copied both of these files. Fine. So let's copy both of these files to our machine. You can just start the Python server here, and from any other terminal you can just call it, download it with the wget. So I already did that, so I already have these files here. Okay, so if you want, you can download it. Now let's go and read these files. First of all, I'm going to read this file. This is the vbox file, which I mentioned before. You can see this is XML format, and this is actually the machine configuration file. So now here you can see this is VirtualBox file, and the version of this VirtualBox is actually the Windows version. That means this machine is installed on the Windows machine, and this is the version. This is the first information. Second information about the machine is this is the machine ID, which is assigned by VirtualBox, but the machine name is Moderator1. So if we deploy this machine, we will see that the machine name will be Moderator1. The next information is OS. So OS type is Ubuntu 64-bit. Last change is this. Now the hard disk part, if we see, so we can see here there are two hard disks attached on this virtual machine. This is the first hard disk, and this is the second hard disk. So first I'm going to talk about this second hard disk. So this is the ID of the hard disk, and the location, you can see this location is ubuntu.vdi. That means on this machine the operating system installed is Ubuntu, and this is the disk of Ubuntu operating system, ubuntu.vdi, right? Okay, so the second disk here is this, and as you can see, the location of this disk is f/2019 VDI, and this file we have it here, 2019 VDI, right? Okay, and next, if you see the property of this disk, you will find here there is something like crypt key ID and crypt key store. So that means this disk is encrypted, so we need to decrypt that disk, and this is the value for the keystroke of crypt passphrase or password, right? Okay, the next thing is they installed this machine with this image. So this is the image ID, and this is the location of the image. You can see this is the ISO file of Ubuntu. Fine. Here you can see there is a boot order. So second number is the hard disk. So first of all, it will see the floppy. If there is any floppy, bootable floppy, it will be boot from the floppy, otherwise from the hard disk. This is the graphics settings. So all the settings you specify at the time of creating the machine on the VirtualBox is here. Okay, and this is the most important part. Why? Because once you install a machine, so you have one storage controller, and storage, inside storage controller you attach the disk. So this storage controller can be USB, can be iSCSI bus, like this. So here the type is AHCI, and this is the most important, because once we attach this disk, we will attach with the controller AHCI type, otherwise maybe it will not work. Fine, and this is the operating system disk, Ubuntu disk, and this is the 2019.vdi. So now what we can do, we don't have this Ubuntu and we don't have this ID, right? Because maybe even if we install Ubuntu, we did not get this ID. So what we can do here is we delete this line and okay, leave it like that. Make sure you change this location. So we will change it in a minute. The second part is I already installed one Ubuntu machine. So it is already installed, so I don't need this disk image. And the third part is disk controller. So because we deleted the Ubuntu drive from above, so we will also delete it from here. Okay, so now everything is good to go. And another important part is this port. So I set it to device 0 and port 0, because these controllers have ports, and on which port you attach your drive is going to be specified here. Now this is okay. I'm going to save it. Fine. Now let's go, and I'm going to start my Windows machine here, and I'm going to the settings. So the first thing I want to show you, the disk encryption. So if you enable the disk encryption, you have to specify, you have to choose from here the encryption type. Okay, and after choosing encryption type, you have to put here the password. So from that password your disk will be encrypted. But anytime once you want to decrypt that disk, you have to specify that password. Okay, now come to the storage part, and this is the most important one. So here you can see there is disk controller, and the controller type is AHCI, and the file we got here, its type is also AHCI, so that matches. Fine. Now that's it. I already added, I already copied these two files here. Now I am going to edit this file also here. So edit with Notepad, and same thing we will do here. So first of all, I'm going to delete this one. Then I will delete the disk DVD image, because we don't need that. We already installed the Ubuntu. And the third part is this one. So attached device, this one. Okay, now you can see here, this is the device ID which we have here, the same device ID. The important part here, we need to change the location. So if we come back here, this is the location where we have 2019.vdi file. Copy that and just paste it here. Okay, so that's it. Save this file, Control S, and close this, and just double click here. And as you double click, you can see the machine name is moderator 1, as I mentioned before. Now go to the settings and go to the disk encryption. As you can see, because this disk is already encrypted, that's why it's by default enabled the disk encryption here. And the encryption type is AES XTS 256 plain 64. So I just want to be sure and just uncheck this, make it okay. And as you can see, now it's asking for password. So if I uncheck, the machine is saying okay, you want to decrypt the disk. So if you want to decrypt the disk, please put the password with which you encrypt the disk, and this password we don't have. But if we come here, we can say virtual box disk decryption tool GitHub, like this, something like this. So here you will find bunch of tools. I used this one, right? So open this, and here you have the tool. Okay, I already downloaded this repository. You can also clone this repository. Now I'm going back here, come here, cd/opt/pyv, okay, ls space -la. So this is the file, and once you clone this repository, you will find word list here. I'm going to use the same word list. So let's say clear here, and we are going to use this, and there are two options, two switches. One is to specify the .vbox file and the word list. Why it's asking for vbox file? Because if you see closely in the vbox file, you have the password. So it is going to decrypt this password. So that's why the other guy was angry, because this is the sensitive file and sensitive information which should not be leaked. Okay, so come back here, and this time I'm going to specify --v /root desktop hackthebox moderator. Inside moderator we have vbox. Inside vbox we have 2019 0801 vbox --d for the dictionary file, and it is the wordlist.txt. Hit enter. It start a brute force, and as you can see it detects the algorithm which is same what we see. I'm going to pause the video, and once it's finished I'll be back. And there you go, we got the password. So the password is computer. Let's go take this password and put it here. So COMPUTER, hit enter, and as you can see the device is decrypted now. So now if you start this machine is not going to start because this is the additional disk. The main disk was Ubuntu disk, so no need to start because it will not work. Now what we can do here is we can attach this disk, this 2019.vdi, attach this disk to this Ubuntu machine which I installed. So go to the settings of this Ubuntu machine and go to the storage, and here under controller SATA add this disk, hard disk 2019, choose it and make it okay. Fine, everything is set up. Let's go and just start the machine. So I'm going to pause the video. Once it's finished I'll be back. Okay, so machine is started. Let's go. And here as you can see we have one disk here. Its size is 119 MB and this disk is encrypted. If we double click it, it is going to ask us the password. So that means we need to, if I put here computer, so it's not going to unlock. So this disk is encrypted 2 times. Fine. So let's go. First of all we see what this disk is all about. No, it's not opening. Okay, let's go to open the terminal. This is our terminal, and I'm going to switch my user to root, and let's put the password here, and I'm root. Clear. Okay. So let's see, blkid, this is the command to check the disk. Okay, and here as you can see these are our device. This is the device I think, because this device is encrypted, and as you can see its encryption type is CryptoLux. Fine. So let's see how we can decrypt that. Come here. CryptoLux decryption tool, and there are few. Cracking Lux decrypt. Let's check this one. Okay. Does not support grub2. Okay. There is one crypt setup password guesser. Let's see this one. Okay, go to the latest, and this is actually the one I used. So I'm going to download this one which I already downloaded. So it's actually here, this one. So let's go and shoot this tool, but this tool we must copy on the target machine. So I'm just going to start the Python server from my machine, from my Windows machine. And we copy this and come back. Okay, so I'm going to clear it, and now I already published that 192.168.20.154 colon 8080 slash file name. The file name is this. Let's copy that and come back here, paste that. It could be paste or not. No, it cannot paste. Okay, we will write it. So the name is brute force hyphen looks hyphen static hyphen Linux AMD 64. Okay. Failed to root to host. 165. No, it's not 165. It's 154. 154 like this. Yeah, now it's here. So pwd, this is inside root. Okay, so clear it and blkid. Okay, so the disk is dev sdb. So let's go and brute force that. chmod plus x brute like this. Fine. Now clear that, and we need to specify the command. So the command is like brute, let's say the switches. So a number of threads we want to use, and space hyphen f for the file. Okay, and then we have to specify the path of the Lux volume. So brute force space hyphen f word list. Oh, come on. Let's download here that word list directly. It is better to go again. VirtualBox disk decrypt VirtualBox decrypt VDI tool GitHub, and I use this one, the first one. Come here. This is the word list. So I just need this one. Make it raw and Control A, copy. Come here. Nano word list dot text, and just paste it here, everything. So it's already pasted. Control O, enter, Control X, it's saved. Now we use actually the same word list we used before. So space hyphen F word list, and then we need to specify slash dev slash sdb, right? This is the slash dev slash sdb. Hit enter, and let's see. So let it run. Once it's finished, I'll be back. So as you can see, the password is found, and the password is 123. So let's go back, and we can directly double click on this and just put ABC123 and unlocked. Yeah, that's unlocked. Fine. So there is a directory named as scripts, and there are a lot of files. Installation scripts are there, miscellaneous. These are the sh files. They talked about the password in the chat, right? So let's open terminal here, and we are going to say grep space -inr anything which is like PASS. So there are too many. No, not too many. In the installation _flask.sh there is proxy _pass, and there are passwords. Passwords in pass.gen.sh there is pass. Password is equal to this. Password is equal to storage. This is, that seems like variable. What else? Okay, here you can see, oh god, that seems like a variable. I see that, but I can't believe it. I can't think that this is the password, but the best _system _admin _ever. So this is the password, and maybe this is the password for the root. So I'm going to copy this, and in which file that exists? It exists in all-in-one distro _update.sh on line number 12. This is the password. So let's go and open that file. In all-in-one there is distro update.sh. Open this file, line number 12, and this is the password. So let's go and we check that password. First of all, go here. Where is the walkthrough.txt? Come back here. The password was like $_ best _sysadmin _ever ever _ okay. So this is the password, not this. So I'm going to copy this, and we already have shell as John here. So let's try to log in as root. su, enter, copy that, come back here, paste that, hit enter. Come on. Oh, authentication failed. Let's check one more time. We write the same thing or not. These are all capital. _best _sysadmin _ever. Okay. Sudo space -l, that needs password. Maybe this is the password for John. So yeah, this is the password for John. Okay, and John can run any command. So sudo su, and we are root. So root add moderator home John. Okay, so let's go cd/root ls space -la. Who am I? I'm root, and here we have root.txt. So cat root.txt, hit enter. This is the root flag, and we solve the machine. We compromise the whole machine. This is a little bit complicated machine. The procedures are long, but really a very good machine. So that's it for this video. If you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video. Bye.